welcome to Weave the Tale. We are so super excited to present the Morra system to all of you by Mighty Narwhal Games. I'm going to go ahead and introduce our sponsors for this season. They are amazing. We would not be able to do any of what you see here without them, and without you guys here with us as well. So thank you for being here and for taking time out of your day to come and watch this. We would like to thank Black Void Games. You can check out their game yesterday on Wednesday. The video will be posting to YouTube soon. We also have Evil Hat, who is backing Fate of Cthulhu here on Saturday. Christopher Gray, who is part of the Great American Witch, that airs on Monday. The stream was amazing. Lydia did a great job. After this show, we will have Smunchy Games Parslings, ran by Nymeria941. Super excited for that. So make sure you stick around after the show because there is going to be more. We also have Broken Dice Games, who have the Nuaden Chronicles, which you saw on Tuesday. Mighty Narwhal, who is sponsor of this game, the Morra system. And we also have Arcana Games with Nibiru, which will be on Friday, a short sort of series. But off the sponsors, you guys are probably super interested in these amazing folks over here to my left. We're going to go around and let them introduce themselves and who they are playing tonight or this afternoon, wherever you may be, and kind of go from there. All right, so go ahead. We'll go clockwise, starting with Rockette.
I guess that means I'll have to unmute myself. Hello, everybody. I'm Rockette Fox, and you can find me anywhere if you look up Rockette Fox. I will be lurking all around the internet and right behind you in this very moment, so be careful. But I am on Twitch. I'm on Instagram mostly. I do have a Twitter, although haven't really figured out how to use that successfully yet, but I do lurk around there as well. And this afternoon, tonight, again, wherever you may be, I am playing Lilith Angelique Laurie, who she is a charismatic, bubbly, she has a sort of strange charisma, though. A sort of charisma that can only be described as uncanny, and she always can be found to have a lot of her animal friends surrounding her. So that's a thing of note. Will it become relevant later? Maybe. But she is also of the House Carcosa. So yeah, that is what I can say about her without saying too much. And that is me.
Perfect. Excellent. Go ahead, Spence. Resonant Moon.
Hello, I am Spence. You can find me all over the internet as Resonant Moon. And yeah, I'm also the host of the Weave the Tale podcast, which is called Weaver's Circle. It went live on Tuesday, so where I interview all the GMs of all of our shows. So, check it out if you can. And I am playing Joaquin Perry, non-binary tinkerer and grease monkey. Can always find them with something in their hands, just trying to make it work. And they also have their mood-changing hat, which can be a boon but also a curse, depending on the circumstances. And the biggest thing is that they're quiet and they can fix stuff.
Perfect. Let's go down over to Am.
Hi, I'm Am. You can find me on the Rendezvous with Destiny and Deck Many Aces podcast. That's a Sky on Actual Play podcast for the first. and a 5 second. And I am playing Actea Blake. Actea is of the House Taurus. She loves nature, loves flowers, but she does have a bit of a healthy respect / fear for the outdoors. You know, she loves dresses, loves flowers, doesn't like getting mud anywhere, not big.
Perfect. And last but certainly not least, Faye.
Hello, I'm Faye. You can find me at Almost Faye on Twitter and Twitch and TikTok, because that's a thing. And I am playing Eris Laurie, who is a lovely Ronin. They're just great. They are like the chaotic cousin that everybody goes to get specific potions and tinctures for parties, and they may or may not hold that over anybody that wants to use their potions and tinctures for their parties. And yeah, that's all I can say about them for just now.
Because they are just tinctures and potions for parties that are totally legal and fine. So it is nothing to worry about. Yeah, don't
None
worry.
of us would dream of doing anything untoward or illegal or anything like that.
No. Guys,
No, not us.
seriously,
Not
the
in the-
most
not in the least.
pristine group here. Nothing bad is going to happen. I mean, you guys are just going to listen to us chat.
Yeah.
Because that animal is totally an animal, so don't look too close.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
But yeah, super excited for this. We again are using the Morra system. It is not it is a system designed for play, not your typical just TTRPG. It is the system to play a tabletop game. You can adapt anything to it. It uses 2d6. Only you use, everyone has their character sheets. It is their skill plus attribute and a wild card. So very simple. They have to roll higher than the difficulty rating that I have set. And other than that, it is meant to be something to facilitate a dramatic sort of storytelling sequence. So this is a collaborative storytelling thing. We will probably sometime within this series, within this episode, be moving over towards a writer's room. If we have a scene coming up that we want to brainstorm about for a moment before we hop into it. Which is a great sort of tool that the Morra system uses. So you will see that in action today. So if we start chatting about the scene as though we were out of character, it is because we are in the writer's room. I am the director. These are the cast. And we are sort of collaborating together. Think of it as a Hollywood director's room. Going to be amazing. So we are going to go ahead and hop right into our story because that is what you guys are here for. Our group today, this group of freshmen, they've just arrived at this magical academy, the premier sort of school within Ravenswood Academy. The best of the best go here. The top families send their students here. It is a long-held tradition to go to this place, and not being accepted is seen as a failure to your family. So we have our 4 initiates, and they have gone through the sort of typical freshman orientation of being shown the campus, being shown the school, and everything seems like it should be. But they all know that something is up. They all know that something is coming. their families have sort of talked about this event that happens sometime during the day. They can't tell them when because it changes each time. But let's go ahead and turn over to our cast and see what their feelings are about their first day of school, about getting to know this academy, about the potential event that is happening sometime today that they cannot know. They know it will happen, they just don't know when. And to change it up, we're going to start with Spence. Joaquin.
Of course we are, because I was muted. So, been looking around. There are some things that really intrigue me, like the workshops, different locks and contraptions around the university where I sit and go, now how does that work? And like get super up close and thoughtful looking at things. Really trying not to think about the initiation because I'm here. I know my skills, so I'm pretty sure House Lang is gonna accept me because I'm good with my hands and stuff. I see a couple of my cousins are here. Awesome. They're not the annoying ones. So, that's good. I see Lilith has one of her critters in her bag poking its head out. I should probably make something so that it has better ventilation. I'll think about that. Yeah, and then absently, like, turning some kind of clockwork in my hand.
Perfect. Speaking of which, yes, Lilith is walking by a creature of some sort in their bag, another something on their shoulder. It's difficult to know what is an accessory and what is an actual living creature. But Lilith, how are you doing today?
Lilith is wandering around, and she does indeed have a little something on her shoulder. And there's actually a few little noses poking out of her bag as well. And as she wanders around, she's kind of very big smile on her face, and she's waving at people as she goes around, and she's greeting people with a big smile on her face. And as she walks around, when people are far enough out of earshot, the creature she has on her shoulder, though, is a black, very fuzzy rabbit. And if people were to look closely enough, they would see that it seems like she's talking almost, but they can't really hear what she's saying. But it seems like she's talking as she looks around, and she kind of turns herself around as if to show kind of the rabbit around as well. But as soon as somebody would come up to her, she'd be all smiles, and then she would make sure to show everybody all of her pet friends, and be sure to introduce herself and introduce all of the creatures with her. And as far as the unexpected thing, as far as anyone can tell, she does not seem particularly unsettled by it, but that's as much as people can tell from looking from the outside.
That is true, because that's all we can see is the outside of Lilith, not those sort of inner workings. Speaking of that, Actea found some flowers. Another one that has curious things about them. Go ahead. Where can we find your character? How are they feeling today? And what are their thoughts about this random event that is happening sometime today?
Oh, she is absolutely terrified. Very insecure, really feeling the pressure. but she's trying to distract herself, trying to play it cool. So the chorus dorms are located outside the school in the woods, and she's sort of wandering her way, looking forward to designing her room, because they get to augment their room however they want. Just sort of picking flowers, seeing which ones would be nice, seeing which ones would be useful. Just trying to take her thoughts away from it as much as possible. Notices her cousin, sort of tries to give them a wave, kind of ignore her. She's like, oh, okay, I guess I'll go back to the flowers.
Because flowers are better than people. I agree. Speaking of which, as you sort of wandered away, there's another individual, one that you recognize, that has also found themselves sort of apart from the group. Someone that's come to the school without a patron, a Ronin. Eris, how are you feeling? You've probably been attacked a couple times already, been chased down. You don't have a group to sort of keep yourself safe. You're on your own.
Yeah. Eris would be sitting there like, I promised him I would wear something good for day one. I'm gonna look like a hobo the rest of the year. Promise? And they're just wandering the halls like, okay, where am I setting up shop this time? Like, ignoring most other people. If anybody comes near them, they're like, no, I don't care. Go away. I'm looking for, like, the perfect spot for a hidden potions space. It's a potion shop, we'll call it.
Potions.
Yeah.
Good idea. And that is sort of all you can do, is find a random space for yourself. The sad thing about Ronin is that they don't have their own sort of dormitory, their own place to call their own. They're sort of left behind to sleep in the hall, sleep in the library, find any sort of nook and cranny where they can find themselves their own. A difficult life that you have chosen for yourself, but you've always sort of been about doing things on your own, with your own power. But this evening fast approaches. Sort of around every corner you thought that something was going to happen, and nothing does. Oddly, you turn in for the night with that nervous sort of jitteriness, knowing that something's going to happen, but sort of unable to keep your eyes open long enough to really be able to defend yourself should something come. And it's with that you're suddenly pulled awake, snatched right out of your bed, black cloth placed over your face. It seems like those within your room, the same is being done to them. And it's almost sort of this breath of relief that you finally know that this hazing ritual that happens to freshmen is finally happening. You don't have to worry about it anymore because it is finally upon you. But nonetheless, it's having your senses taken from you in this way is alarming. Your hearts are pumping as all you could see is your feet moving towards grass. You're led up stairs, you're led up and down halls. You can't really keep track of where you're at, where you're going. And then the bag is pulled off your face and you get this breath of green grass and gardens. You look out and it is all darkness and stars. Assembled around you is a group of freshmen that you all recognize from orientation, just all together, standing on the roof of the academy. The Atrium, or better yet known as the Field of Screams to those within the school. The upperclassmen have brought you here But it seems serene now, a Zen garden, just sand sort of put into these meticulous lines. But you all know that there's magic that lies within the Atrium, and its ability to sort of manifest itself into these horrifically realistic illusions, these manifested nightmares that are deadly in the best of circumstance and madness inducing in the worst. But each year this fresh blood from potential students has sort of seeped into the ground and provided nutrients for this place. A death trap, a pocket dimension where you know that many people have met their end. This is not a simple place that they have brought you. A fun place to make believe with your friends, if you don't know any of the wiser. But before you stands 5 upperclassmen, just these wide smiles on their faces, looking at the freshmen that they've gathered and smiling. But before they speak, where do we find you, Lilith? How has your demeanor changed? You could see that around you are 3 of your cousins from different houses. They were placed sort of in different places, but the darkness that is in front of you could see from this atrium a slow sort of mist rising up out of the ground as the scenery before you begins to change.
She's standing tall, kind of doing the thing, messing with her hair, putting herself together and stuff, but very quiet. Very quiet, eyes darting a bit around. And as she's noticed her cousins, a little bit of a calm kind of eases in, but still there's something very, very incredibly unsettled that is very, very different than the earlier completely just carelessness that was going on earlier.
Yeah, being torn out of your bed can definitely do that. And it's not a normal quiet that has settled over the group. Looking over, you see Eris standing there. Sorry, just as you've eaten something.
It's okay. Eris is just kind of like, oh, this is what happens. Cool. They are completely uninterested, like ignoring most people. Just, can we get this over and done with? Yeah, I want to go back to bed. Like, I'm tired. I ain't. No, didn't agree to this. Didn't agree to getting woken up.
Yeah, that's the thing. You are used to this. You're used to being pulled places sort of against your will, coming into the school as a Ronin. But less used to this is probably Joaquin, who is used to the order and structure of things.
Yeah, first thing is check to make sure I have my hat. Is my hat on my head? My hat's on my head. Great. And then I pull out my handy dandy Allen wrench for my hat, but I have nothing else to occupy my hands. So I'm looking around. I see my cousins. Okay. And like I mouth to them when I see their eye contact made, be like, "You okay?"
Yeah, you asked that question to Actea, standing there.
Do I have my trowel?
You probably keep it. You grabbed it, snatched it right at the last minute. You keep it on your nightstand right there. It wasn't hard to do.
Probably Knuckles like white as she's kind of gripping it, like makes eye contact with Keen, and just takes a tiny step to the right towards her very capable and smart cousin.
Thank you.
Probably a good idea. There is safety in numbers for this. But yes, the upperclassman steps forward, that smile still on their faces. And he explains that this school does not have use for those that are weak. We'll just save our teachers the trouble and have them used as fertilizer for the fields. We don't need any sort of weakness around here. But should you make it through this maze we've set up for you, you will have all of the accolades, the resources and whatnot afforded to you from your house. If not, we might write a letter to your family. His eyes sort of skip over the group of Ronin, not even paying attention to them. Let's see what these newcomers can do. Just remember, if you want your house to have your back, have the back of your house and just your house. And he looks particularly at the Carcosia. You could see the emblem on his jacket designating him of the same house. We stick to our own. We are family, not any of those that are around you. Stick with tradition, eh? Don't go try doing anything too crazy. You'll make it through just fine. Gives a sort of half smile before taking a step back. And you'll notice that the mist has completely risen, obscuring your view of what used to be this simple little Zen garden. He extends his hand. Go ahead and enter, and we'll meet those of you on the other side that make it.
Well, Joaquin's just like, all right, let's go. And so if they're not the first to enter, they're one of the first to enter.
When Lilith sees cousins that she recognizes start to go in, she's going to kind of jump to and start to follow. As she goes, though, well, no. She kind of looks around and tries to see if she can see through the fog at all or anything, but she quickly follows Keen.
I think I look at those two go in, look at the chorus upperclassmen, look back again, and then just kind of put my head down and walk really quickly after them.
So, what I've done is changed my magic Allen wrench into a pen, and I'm just like marking directions on my skin. So like went left, and so just like making those notes. So I'm walking around like this the whole time.
As Eris walks in, they call out to Joaquin. Keen, you know
What?
how a maze works, right?
Yeah, and sometimes you have to go down the wrong path to find the right one. Process of
Yeah.
elimination.
Pick a direction and stick to it. If you go left, continue going left at every chance you get, you'll eventually come to the end. Same for going right.
Is that how mazes
Just don't-
work?
Look, you do your thing
It
your
works
way.
eventually.
I'm gonna do my thing my way. We'll see who gets to the middle first.
This is
Who says
probably a
we're trying to
magic
get to-
maze anyway.
True.
I mean, all of the paths might change, so staying left or going the same way or going any different way might not make any difference.
Well, what do you think we should do?
I don't know. She kind of goes toward the middle and starts calling out, Kiva! Kiva!
Look, your critters aren't gonna help us right now.
Kiva!
Are we doing what they say and doing what they want, or are we working together and screw our houses? That's a choice that we need to make now, before our houses leave. Without
I
us.
just want to get to the middle and get it done. The most efficient path is with the people that you're with, rather than screw around looking for whoever is with what house.
I don't want to die either way. And it
Well, I
sounds
don't
like
want you to die either,
it's
but
serious.
Sounds like we're saying screw tradition. I'm here for this.
Something.
Look, I just want to make sure you're all okay.
thanks. If we come across any weird things in the maze, like weird plants, you might be able to identify it or something. I don't know.
If they're poisonous, let me know, and I will keep it for
Hold up some sharp secateurs, which are like a little bit sharper than they should be. But be like, I can take a cutting.
Sure.
Great.
It is perfect. Lilith, as you say Kiva one more time, your voice sort of echoing into the mist and shadow around you. Lightly, you feel something against your leg. Your approach was pretty silent on this soft grass, but a note of comfort as your companion is there.
Oh, thank goodness. She'd reach down and pick up just a really, really dark, very hairy black rabbit. Well, that's a relief at least. We have some help. Now, what? Well, it's sounding like her nose was to the ground and she may have had some sense of possible directionality. We could at least give it a try.
Animals
Sure,
do
use the
are supposed to
resources
have a
that we've
good
got.
Direction. Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Okay.
So she'd go ahead and put her back down and go ahead and see where she goes. And I imagine she'd start taking a bit of a little hopsy in a couple directions, but with the thickness of the fog and the everything like that having created this sort of maze, Lilith at this point only focused on the bunny, kind of scooches down and immediately starts following, and I would envision starts to get just enveloped by this fog, so everyone would have to follow pretty quickly.
Yeah. Do you guys follow as you see Lilith, just the fog begin to encompass her,
Yeah.
disappearing from view?
Yeah, I'm gonna follow, but also marking where we're going.
How are you keeping?
I have
Go
an
ahead.
idea. Can I try and do a bit of magic?
Okay.
I want to, if on the like walls of the maze, I can just make little flowers bloom beyond where we're following to just keep track of the way we're going. Like a trail of breadcrumbs, but petals.
Perfect. So why don't we do our first roll? We're rolling physical dice because we missed the sound of dice hitting the table. But this is a good group of people, so it is totally fine. What characteristic are you trying to do?
I am gonna try and do soul, because I think a lot of her intensity, like, and her respect and love for, like, the sublime terrifyingness of nature comes from that sort of thing that's sort of deeper than heart. And I have skill elemental,
Perfect.
I thought would be useful.
Seems like it is useful in this instance. So let us go ahead and roll that. I'm assuming you're using your trowel to sort of focus your magic. So with a +1 for your wild card, go ahead and roll that.
Cool. So that's a 5 in my attribute, 5 in the skill, and a 7 on the dice. So
let's see here. What was that again? You cut out.
18.
18, you said?
Yes, 18. As your hand sort of brushes along this fog, little trindles begin to erupt, growing bright spots of red as these poppies just burst in. But why don't you go ahead and describe the rest of this as your magic is used, and what do the others see?
I think it's just that very little kid thing of sort of sticking your hand out and brushing it along the wall as you walk past it, and just where her fingertips are, it's like the leaves push out of the way for the bloom to come through.
Perfect. And you catch up to Lilith, this trail behind you. Your cousins see this just very floral line leading you. But Eris, you have made it your sort of living to be able to stay alive, to be able to survive and thrive. And it briefly crosses your mind that this is a line that is leading people right to you, as well as marking where you've been.
I was going to ask, is the edges of the maze, they're the smoke, correct? Or is it
That's
like a
what it
hedge
seems
maze?
like. It's smoke, but these flowers are able to sort of erupt out of it. But how close are you paying attention to this? Because they're sort of moving in the mist.
We'll be paying pretty close attention to it, because they have a really bad idea, but it'll work. It'll be fine.
What is this bad idea?
They're looking to see if there's anything flammable behind them.
Well, there is. Flowers are flammable.
Yeah, there are. It was more of if the smoke was flammable too. They don't want anybody else to get through it. They just want their family to get through it.
It's interesting. There's only one way to know if this smoke is flammable, though, is to just try it.
I'm going to try and do arson then. So, oh no, I don't know what this is going to be doing. I have a skill in arson because of
Do you?
What would that be adding?
Are you using anything to assist your arson?
They're magic, probably, like, trying to, like, spark it, like, with their finger, like...
Perfect, sort of creating that friction. Go ahead and add a +1.
Do I add my, like, amount for the skill as well?
Yes.
I rolled really badly, so I rolled a total of an 8. Because one of my this dice decided to be a meanie.
Put that dice in the jail.
Bad.
The thing...
It rolled a 1.
Jarrett. Yes, the thing about fire and using elemental magic is that it is not easily bent to one's will. It is unpredictable, wild sort of magic. And as you snap your fingers to experiment to see if this mist is flammable or not, oh, it is indeed very flammable. Everything around you erupting into flames, but not where you had wanted. The flowers catching, it seems to be flowing forwards, surrounding your group, as it is just this wall of intense heat around all of you.
I didn't do it. Nope.
Lilith is gonna... Lilith scoops up the rabbit. What is this?
What's my
Upperclassmen are dicks to Ronin. You should know this. I'm
Set
Ronin.
fire to my flowers.
I didn't set fire. No. The upperclassmen set fire. They don't want Ronin to get through.
That's terrible!
Like, are we on fire? If we are on fire,
yeah.
I'm taking off my bedrobe and, like, trying to pat out fires. Like,
As
immediate
Eris
concerns
has said, not
first.
yet.
How close to being on fire are we? Just for the curious among us.
Yeah.
Yes. For the curious amongst you, if you continue to stand and just banter with your cousin about whether they set the maze on fire or if it was the upperclassmen, you might be getting a little singed soon. This fire is moving very fast.
So if that happens, and people are stopping to, like, place blame, basically Keen's gonna walk up between the two of them, grab their arms and be like, okay, moving forward, keeping away from the flames. Flames bad, flames painful, flames bad. We go now.
Will's just, like, clutches the money and just, like, trots forward.
Yeah, starts to
Is that
protest,
actual
but
bunny?
shuts up and follows.
Is it an actual bunny this time? Lilith?
What?
Oh. Who is it?
Cannot believe
What did
we're
you
all
do?
related.
I
Of
can.
course you can.
Okay, so Lilith starts stammering some things, and then the bunny actually unfortunately, I cannot do this in reality. The bunny actually turns its head and looks at Eris and says, all right, listen, I'm not actually a rabbit. My name is Kiva. I am a puka. Okay, I don't know.
We know
I
you're
just...
not.
This is the form that I like to take, all right? I don't really feel like explaining myself right now.
Is it cool if I pet you?
Well, depending on how you pet me, I mean, I prefer behind the ears. A nice scratching motion would be acceptable. But if you do that, yeah, I think we'd get on just fine.
Cool.
Look, this is very
Harris would do
cute,
that
and
keep walking.
I'm glad we're getting consent and everything, but there's fire, so, you know.
And I imagine they keep going forward, but then Lilith will be like, You don't understand. We made friends a long time ago. You remember how I never used to be able to talk to anybody? Well, and then when I was hanging out in the woods like I usually did, and then Kiva found me and then started teaching me how to talk to people, and then people who didn't want to talk to me turned them into animals and stuff.
That's surprisingly effective of you.
And then Kiva will just kind of mutter, I thought it was funny.
Oh, don't get me wrong. It's hilarious. I think. Maybe. Anyway.
Can you teach me that spell?
No, don't. Do not teach them that spell.
Kiva, meanwhile, is like, I mean, I would be happy to, but, you know, I mean, it seems like other people seem to have a problem with that for some reason.
I like your
Lilith,
bunny.
I will rat you out so hard.
I mean, well, anyway, so I didn't turn Kiva into a bunny. Kiva was already a bunny when I found them. It's just everybody else that I may have had a hand in. But it's only because Kiva wanted me to, and I also wanted to.
Cool. We still have fire behind us that the upperclassmen set.
Oh,
and we keep moving, and we're walking, and we're walking. Can I turn my magic wand, or my shape-shifting wand into a compass? Would that work?
The only way to know is to try.
I'm gonna try. Because I feel like that might be more useful. I don't know what I'm adding, but, you know, we'll go from there. Okay, that's not bad. So I rolled a 10. I don't know what I add here. Maybe mind because of me being calculating and trying to see things. I don't know. So that would bring me to a 14.
Let's roll it with mind. Go ahead.
Okay. So that brings it to a 14 then.
Just with a snap. Go ahead. Your Allen wrench, was it, at that point?
Mm-hmm.
Turns into a compass. And you can probably guess that it is just spinning wildly around and around and around.
I hate magic sometimes. And I turn it back into an Allen wrench. And put the Allen wrench back in my hat. Well, that was less than useful. Okay, so can you hold Kiva up above the hedge and like see what direction we need to go?
Sure. I actually I was gonna say too, I do have some skill in notice, so I was gonna specifically with the aid of animal friends. So I was gonna see if I could perhaps roll for some of that. Let's see what help. And I'm not actually gonna hold my animal friend in the air because I get the sense that will not go well. So,
no.
Okay.
Noticing.
So, okay, and I put 2 in my notice, so that is let's see, what did I just get then? It's 2, 13.
Yes. What are you instructing your animal friends you're noticing to do, to look for?
Just where we go. Which direction will get us closer to the center? Or the other side? Were we going to the center or the other side?
Other side.
The other side. Which direction will get us to where our ultimate goal is?
Yes. As you sort of look down, one of your creatures, it wasn't Kiva, you were just asking any of your animal friends, correct?
Listen, I'll take it from anyone.
Yeah. Little mouse runs up.
That's the second out of context for today.
another creature appears. This little mouse running up your pant leg, up onto your shoulder, into your hair, so that it could whisper to you. Its little whiskers tickling your cheek, telling you to continue forward. Just keep going. Just keep going. You're going fine. Run from the flames, maybe? They're getting a little close.
Oh, good call. Good call. We need to just keep going forward, and I think that'll get us there. And she'll just like kind of pick up the mouse and put it in her pocket. Thanks, Brad.
Does anybody else have like a spell to put out or extinguish fire? I mean, you all know I'm not good with fire spells, so
try and summon some water or rain or something.
I can make
Sure.
it bigger.
No, let's not make it bigger. Let's
Add fire
just
to
not
fire.
Yeah.
yes, let's
Double
not
fire.
fight fire with fire
More
because
fire.
that only works in wildfire things and like making, I don't know, the fire line.
Control burn's a very important aspect.
That yeah,
I'm
you
gonna-
told me like you gave me a 12-hour dissertation that one time.
It's very important. I'm gonna kneel
I
down
get
with
it.
my hand on the ground, see if I can feel any water below. Kind of bring back up.
Yeah, let's go ahead and give a roll for that.
More elemental magic. Let's go. Oh, that one's close. Okay, that's so 16.
Perfect. There is definitely water down there. You get that sort of buzzing feeling in your hand, the flowing trickle sound in your ear as you do this, pressing your hand against this sort of soft grass. But you cannot tell how far down it is. You cannot tell if you have enough time to pull it up at this moment or if you need to move a little bit further before these flames catch you.
Well, okay, so this fire might be putting off other people we don't like. So why don't we call the geyser Plan B and just keep going?
Okay then. Keeping going.
That seems fine.
Yeah, there have
It's
been
gonna pick up the
screams
pace a little bit.
around you,
A light jog.
echoing strangely within this mist. Hopefully from people that would wish you harm, but this fire is just sort of burning indiscriminately. All enemies to Eris. Doesn't matter who they are.
No.
But yes. It's the way the world is. But you continue forward, following the advice of this mouse. The flames just sort of burning behind you, around you, coming forward, but they don't seem to leap out at you in any way. Still not very controlled, but it seems like you've left most of that chaos behind. But why don't you guys take a moment? Suddenly the mist seems to be changing, moving upwards and over, and taking on this almost solid form, wrapping up into these strange vines. And you seem to have made it to the next part of this maze. It's different, almost calming to you, Actea, as you find yourself in a sort of forest. The trees that are formed from this mist almost bleached white, the branches reaching out towards you. You can't really see anything ahead of you except for these stark white trunks. But you still feel like you are being watched, that there are others around you, people there, a familiar feeling to some of you, but you can't tell if it's just your own fears, the lack of sleep, or the other students that you know you came in here with. But the scene is different now.
So there's a big thing of vines and mist, like a big person? Or am I just seeing things?
Well, you're probably just seeing things, not
Okay.
a person. But yes, they're vines. It's the funny thing, the human mind always seems to find faces, find figures within things that don't have a shape. You know, you look up the ceiling, that popcorn ceiling, and think you see a face staring at you when it's just a strange arrangement.
Just in case it is a person, I'm just gonna wave and keep going.
Ooh.
What?
Lilith is gonna kind of look over. Is everybody seeing that?
Seeing what?
Yes.
Which part are we
Wave.
seeing? Oh, yeah.
No, I don't like it.
That's okay.
You-
Can I go and put a hand on one of the trees? See if it feels like a tree, like mist.
Yes,
so you're gonna go and
if
touch
that's
a
what
tree?
you would like to do.
Yeah? Here we go, touch it. What's the worst that can happen?
I'm gonna touch it.
I think
You
it's a
go
bad
forward.
idea.
Just
Cool.
as
What?
those words, bad idea, leave Lilith's mouth, your hand collides with this trunk. Except it's not that solid sort of feeling that you would expect from a tree. Your hand just sort of sinks into it. And as you try to jerk away, you can't pull it out.
Why do I do this? It always happens when I hang out with you guys. Okay. Could someone try and pull me? I can't.
I will go over and look and examine what's going on with Actea and
She's finally
just
becoming
like-
one with the tree.
like just make sure I'm not going to take her arm off when I take it out.
Probably a good idea. What is everyone else doing? So Actea's trying to pull her arm away from becoming one with nature.
Lilith's gonna go over and just kind of like put her face real close to where this is happening and just kind of like look at it, and then she's gonna look over at Actea. Does it hurt?
No, it kind of feels like how I imagine clouds would feel if you didn't disappear right through them. But I don't like it.
Oh.
I may have something
Well-
that can help.
No,
Fire
Austin.
is not going to help this.
This was not going to be fire. This time.
Fire could help it a little bit.
Yeah, it could.
Absolutely. No. No way.
Wasn't
Remember
gonna
that
use
our
fire.
cousin is attached to this.
Yeah. You can get water, right? You said you could put the fire out with water?
I can. It's quite deep below ground. I don't know how long it'll take.
Cool. This is just the thing that I can do just means you need to wash your hands after.
Okay, I can live with that.
It's not a bad thing. So Eris is gonna go into probably like a pocket somewhere and pull out a bit of hydrogen peroxide.
Excuse me?
You're just gonna need to wash your hands after this. And then they're just gonna like pour it onto the bit of the tree, like being careful not to touch it, like the bit where the tree in hand meet. It's like, that should burn the tree away.
Do you have any cuts on your hand, Actea, from gardening with roses?
I'm gonna roll a d6 to see if I do. 1 to 3 I do, 4 to 6 I don't.
Oh no.
I don't.
Chance.
Does not.
You're lucky. They had just healed, because otherwise you know that this would burn a little bit.
It's fine.
Yeah. It cleanses the wound, right? It's fine.
It's better than being a clown person.
It's true.
As Eris sort of pours this hydrogen peroxide, who knows why they have that in their pocket, why it is there, what purpose it might have, just disinfecting. It's fine. Totally fine. A strange sort of sizzling sound begins. Actea, your hand feels cold. Suddenly, a pressure building upon it. Do you try to pull your hand out?
Yes.
With Eris sort of egging you on to just pull your hand out. It's fine. Don't worry.
Do it.
Just do it.
Fine.
Do it.
Well, and also Keen is pulling also to try to get the hand away.
Yeah.
Comes right out.
Well,
this one time, you were right. This one time.
I don't think people should be touching things in here.
I think
Probably
that is
not.
a very good observation.
Smart.
I think my fire was a good idea. Meant no one was
I
touching
didn't say
things.
it was a bad idea.
Right, don't touch the trees. Keep going.
Yeah, let's keep going.
Ugh.
When you look at your hand, Actea, strange sort of writing is on it, in that same sort of white material that the tree itself is made out of. Something you can't really
Concerning.
understand. A writing that you can't
You okay?
read.
There's words on my hand. Anyone?
What?
Anyone?
I mean, I can look at it. I can't guarantee that I'll know what it says, but I'll look.
Well, it's gonna
Okay.
look as well. And then she's gonna hold up the money. Kiva, have you ever seen anything like this before?
Don't even know what way it's supposed to be. This way? This way? This way?
I'll roll a knowledge on that for her.
Okay.
Oh, that's not looking good.
Yeah.
We got a let's see.
I got an 11 with mind and knowledge.
With knowledge and mind, let's see. Oh, we got a 12. 12.
So you did better
With
than
all
me.
of that. Not by much.
Not by much, but it is enough.
Oh, good.
But for Skiva's little nose twitches against Actea's skin, nudging it in the right way for them to be able to read it. That sort of soft fur tickling your skin. Oh my god, that's funny. So damn.
So cute.
But it takes him a moment to recognize the writing. He goes back to Lilith, up into his ear, whispering, "This is something from the old gods."
It's something old.
not a good magic for her to have on her. She's gonna be like a beacon, lighting this place up, leading them all to us.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, it doesn't sound very good. We should probably keep moving.
What doesn't sound good? Lilith, what doesn't sound good?
Well, you're essentially okay. So, you know how? Let's pretend this maze is an ocean, and all of the students are boats, and it's nighttime. The fog is the night. You're now a lighthouse.
Okay.
Well, here, let's I rip the bottom of my robe just into a long strip, and then I wrap it around Actea's hand. I just be like, well, it's not a lot, but it'll at least cover it in case it's a literal beacon, and then you can like see it. I don't know.
Lilith is gonna very solemnly put her hands on either side of Actea's face. Actea, we may need to cut off your hand.
Alternative suggestion.
I'll do it.
Burn off the skin with acid, maybe? That's enough, violent enough for Eris that they'll probably enjoy it, but not so bad that I can't garden.
Do you want me to burn? I mean, I have the stuff to do it.
Why don't we
will
see
do
if
it.
it brings us any trouble first?
Yeah,
I'm not in the mood
I
to
think
have
that's
2 types of acid on my hand in one night.
The peroxide isn't. Don't need to worry about the peroxide.
We should keep moving for now. We should definitely keep moving for now, at least.
Yeah.
As they start walking, Lilith is gonna, as Lilith passes by Eris, she's gonna just say quietly, "Start another fire behind us."
Eris is gonna start another fire behind us. Hopefully subtly. Probably not subtly, but this is gonna be. Take this. 9.
Such
Don't
confidence.
like the face.
If it's the same thing as before, it's a 9.
Yeah.
Unless I can add one of my actual like attributes to it. It's like mind.
Yeah. Is that mind or body to this?
Oh, let's add body to it. So that's a 14.
That was a lot better. A lot
Yeah.
better. You feel that sensation of when you use your fire magic starting in your hand, and you feel that it is about to go a little bit wild, a little spark where you don't want it to go, but you're able to sort of rein it back in as you channel it. Where are you sending this fire? Why don't you go ahead and describe what exactly you're doing?
Eris is gonna look to make sure like Keen and Actea aren't really watching, and they're just gonna like flick their hands and have the entry point to like the wooded area, and then further back just catch like fire like so quickly, so that even if it doesn't go further back, like the first couple of trees in the area are on fire. So basically, anything that tries to follow us into this area just looks like they're walking into fiery hell. So deterrent, maybe. Hopefully.
Maybe just another beacon.
As this is going on, I think like I'm just talking to you, being like, you know, if I die in mysterious circumstances one day, I think people should really take a look at Eris.
I mean, that's kind of a standing family protocol. Eris has been investigated many times, though nothing's ever been proven, so I think kill count is probably 0 at this point. But, you know.
Maybe direct eye-to-eye kill count. We don't know what happened to the other two fires.
We don't. So, but yes, I will make sure that if you die before I do, that Eris is investigated first.
I'm not.
Okay. Is there anything like useful on the ground that I could pick up? Any sticks or twigs or missing sweater or something? I don't know. I just don't like wasting things, and I feel like people would be panicky.
Yeah, the ground is strange. It's sort of littered with these small little twigs. But up ahead in the darkness, you're backlit by flames suddenly. It's a little bit harder to see ahead of you with this bright light behind you.
Mm-hmm.
As that fire that you thought you had escaped is suddenly back. There's
Great.
a small little bundle up ahead on the ground.
I will take out my Allen wrench and poke it first to see if anything happens to it.
What's that?
I don't know. I'm checking it carefully first. Does it move? If
Is
it
anyone
doesn't
around
move,
you,
then
or do you go forward by yourself?
I go forward by myself.
The three of you see suddenly Keen just disappear.
damn it.
Did anybody see that? Will
Eris-
turns around to
yes.
both of them. Did you see that?
Eris grabs hold of Lilith, grab Actea, and then Eris, grabs the bundle. If one of us goes, we're all going.
Aw,
Yeah,
so
grab
cute.
Lilith's hand.
We're ride or die cousins.
Yeah.
I guess we're going.
Also, let's face it, we're
It's
not
the
going
one
out here
queer
without
cousin
Keaton.
finding the other queer cousins and being like, we wanted to let now.
It's when you go through it, it's like, I don't have any queer cousins. Oh, I'm the queer cousin. Ah.
It's all 4 of them.
Yep.
It's perfect. So real quick, we're going to need to use the aspect of this writer's room, cool thing that Morra has, to set up a scene.
Great.
You sort of
Yes.
take a step outside of what is going on and decide, just kind of throw ideas at the wall of what you want to happen in this instance. I will say you do not magically appear at the end.
Ah,
Boo.
darn
Yeah.
it, you foiled our plan.
I
saw
assumed
the
it was
look
going to
on
be
your face.
appearing somewhere much worse than we were.
Yeah.
Would you
I
like to
feel
Yeah.
like
somewhere much
there's
worse?
a gauntlet that we're going through. So
Are we
what if
going
we
visible?
already faced before? Huh?
Or we just go invisible and now we're in the same place but invisible?
Oh, like Lord of the Rings style?
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, so we faced a couple of choices so far. Do you choose family over tradition? And our answer was yes. How do we follow directions and we make our own? That's basically what we decided by setting fire to things and then also getting a mouse friend to give us directions. How do we explore
followed
things?
those directions.
We did.
We follow
followed
our
them.
own directions.
Yeah. And then how do we explore things? Well, we touch them. And clearly that's turned out well. So what is
Just
another
touch
question that we want to
Everything.
So what is another question that this alternate plane or whatever can answer?
If you had to choose, oh no, that's bad. It's good, but it's
Say
bad.
There's no
if you
bad.
had,
There's no bad.
it's if you had to choose between your family or like your future, which would you choose?
Ooh.
So like the easy ride for the future, or I don't like the fact that you're writing this down.
Yeah, that makes me nervous.
I know the worst
Because-
thing that could happen to my character, so I'm already expecting it.
Oh, same. And I've told Sam.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Solid.
so what are you willing to sacrifice?
To not like turn on your people.
Yeah, it would be like almost like their way of getting back at us for choosing our blood family rather than our house family.
Mm-hmm.
So they're making us choose again between something that makes life easy for us or our family.
Mm-hmm.
To see if we double down or not.
Yeah.
Or if they can actually bend us to their will. Because they'll want us to like push aside our blood family to fall in line with
Or do we save ourselves versus our family?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a really good system for a bunch of DMs.
No,
Because
yeah,
we're
it
all
is.
evil.
A bunch of chaotic DMs making us.
Well, and that's the thing too. It's like, does it put each person individually in a scenario to where it's like, you are there, you then see the exit right there, but all three of your cousins are in a scenario where you know, the exit is closing, the door is closing, but you can either go and run out the exit, or you can, pull them out of another cloud thing that's eating them, or sucking them or something like that. But each one sees themselves in that position,
Yeah. I think all of us being separated is like going in together.
Yeah.
And having to make our own choice of like, I feel like it's far easier to choose the group when you're in the group versus making the choice when you're on your own.
When they don't see you and you have to make the choice, yeah.
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 Perfect. All right. Do you guys have more ideas, or are you ready to hop back into this scene?
I'm ready to go back in.
Let's go.
All right.
Let me get some suitable. This great thing about this system is that it is a lot of improv. So here we go.
Oh, snap.
Walking, you find yourself suddenly alone in sort of this pitch blackness that is almost solid to you. This
I don't
omnipresent
like this.
darkness pushing against your ears. It's quiet, almost too quiet, that you could just hear your heartbeat thumping loudly, and that's the only sound.
There was a bag.
But there's
Is the bag still there?
no,
A
it's
bundle?
You can't even see your own hand in front of your face. You're not even sure if your body is even there right now. You're just gone, alone, dark.
Okay. So maybe this is one of those situations where you have to think about something for it to appear. So light. And I think about light and like my hat illuminating or something.
Your hat illuminates, and there is this small circle of light around you. But you look down at your body, at yourself, and your hands in particular, and there's nothing there.
Ah! But more dramatic. I just don't want to frighten other people. Okay. Crap. Okay, no hands, no tools. No, wait, I have my brain. Okay. Exit. I need an exit. And I think really hard about a door.
Hard to open a door with no hands when there's a handle on it.
I think about like a pocket door that I could probably move with an elbow.
You do that. There's a door. There's an opening, but you hear a sound behind you.
What was that? And I look
Get back to that. As you look back, the scene fades over to Eris, who also finds themselves alone. At least they think that they are alone, as out of the darkness, a crowd emerges, stepping towards you. Hundreds of people, maybe thousands, as far as the eye can see, just looking at you. And you're in the center of all of this. And all in one, in unison, they raise their hand, pointing at you.
What did I do this time?
There's laughter. So they're just laughing at you, your joke.
Eris would just kind of like chuckle to themselves, like, I laugh at myself all the time, and start walking towards them. Like walking towards whoever's closest to them.
It's funny, you recognize these faces in the crowd. Your family, people you thought might have your back. They're just laughing at you.
Eris would keep walking towards them.
How close do you get?
As close as possible.
Walking up to them, or is your intent to walk past them?
They're wanting to see if it's real, so they're like just gonna keep walking as if like they might end up walking through them. They don't care.
You collide with someone that looks oddly like Lilith. Place their hands on your chest and just push you to the ground. It's solid. It's something that is happening. They continue to laugh at you.
They'd look for their uncle in the crowd. The one that raised them.
As your eyes scan around, panning the faces. It's right there, right behind you. Looks disappointed.
So now we have a choice. You let me out of this illusion, or I tell them all your secret.
Frowns, shaking his head. They don't believe you. They never believe you. You're a joke to them. It's just little Eris trying to get out of something they did. Person that cried
There are
wolf,
ways.
right? Their voice takes on that strange double tone.
Well, you'd know all about crying wolf.
What is Eris feeling right now?
They're now just feeling really spiteful. And they're trying to work out exactly what they can do.
Yeah, it's hard when you feel almost alone in the center of a crowd. What you can do when it seems like there's this impenetrable wall of people surrounding you, not letting you out. You're not able to hide from them, go back to where you want to be. But we're going to go over to Actea real quick. Panning away. Everything around you, as the darkness sort of materializes in the middle of a desert, devoid of life. You sort of have that life sense around you. There's nothing, emptiness. But there is an item on a strange pedestal right in front of you. A little ball of sorts, almost like a hacky sack, something that you've played with a long time ago. But other than that, around you, it's just sand for miles as far as the eye can see.
I think I'm gonna go up to it, sort of reach out, remember what happened about 5 minutes ago, take my hand back, and then just sort of like lean down and just inspect it a little bit more.
You hear a strange whispering coming from it. Something from that you can't quite hear. It sounds strange to you. But as you sort of lean in closer to get a better idea of what exactly it's saying, all you hear are the words, "Let me out. Please let me out."
Does it sound like anyone I know?
Yeah, it's strange. It sounds like Lilith, like Joaquin, like Eris, all talking at once.
Oh, okay, in that case I'm gonna try and see if like lifting it or if I can open it, see if there's any way that I can sort of help what I'm hearing.
You lift it up and look into it, trying to pull it apart, trying to open it, and you see the three of them in there, and it's just a smooth glass ball. You're not able to get any grip on it to open it in any sort of way, and there are your cousins in there, trapped.
I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna be like, okay, might hurt. I'm gonna just raise it above my head and smash it down on the pedestal.
So you lift it up and you smash it.
If they're trapped inside,
With your-
I'm thinking breaking
with
it
your
will help them out.
cousins just inside. Perfect.
See if there's like any, maybe I can like sort of put it on the side of the pedestal, try and chip into it, just anything to get it open.
Yes, as you're trying to chip into it to get it open, you just hear them start screaming.
Oh, stop. Hold it really close and just sort of like look around.
They're whispering something to you again.
What is it? What is it? Seriously, I'm not the smart one.
Why did you trap us in here?
I didn't trap you in here. Found it. I'm trying to get you out. But you're smart. What do I do?
Joaquin's voice pipes up. Why did you put us in here? Eris's voice. It's your fault.
Trying not to have a panic attack, just sort of start very manically petting the ball, being like, it's okay, look, you know, Lilith said pick direction and go forward, so we'll just pick direction, and I pick that one, and we're going to find one, and just start walking.
Start walking. Speaking of Lilith, you find yourself strangely, as the darkness materializes, on top of a stage, a crowd looking at you.
I wasn't
staring
prepared
at
for
you,
this.
looking at you. You don't know what they want. You don't know why you're here. But the head of your house, the head of the house of Karoja, people of importance, all looking at you. And your companion is nowhere to be felt or found or seen. It's just you. There's not that sort of familiar rustling in your pocket. Nothing within your bag, within your purse. Just singled out. You hear a cough from the crowd, a snicker that seems too loud. It's an uncomfortable silence that just seems to stretch on and on and on. Again, the cough, the rustling sound as they're waiting.
Lilith will be fidgeting around and seeing like if there's anything in her pockets, like a piece of paper or something to look at, or but like I imagine there's nothing there, but that's what she's kind of doing with her hands.
Yeah, you expected it, but it's still hard for it to happen. To find no notes, no cue cards, nothing. You have no idea why you're here. You hear a banging sound on a doorway up as you look up into the mezzanine. Joaquin suddenly bursts into the room. No hands, nothing. Joaquin, you see Lilith there standing on the stage.
Come on, we gotta go.
All heads just turned towards her. They don't even seem to register your entrance.
And at that point, whenever she bursts in, or whenever they burst in, and the audience doesn't respond, at that point, Lilith starts to be like, something seems a little weird about all of this. And then Lilith will call up to them, Keen, do you have no hands?
I have no hands. I need help. I need your help.
Oh!
And like, you can tell that is making Joaquin feel all sorts of weird because their hat is flashing different colors.
Oh! And then Lilith, she'll look out at the audience who's just kind of like blank staring up, and then there's kind of a little bit of like a flash of recognition of like, hang on a minute, I was not on stage. You know how like you start when you're asleep and you're dreaming and you start to realize that, wait a minute, I was not here a little bit ago. It's one of those flashes of recognition. And she's gonna start just kind of shaking her head and like then kind of walk off stage and climb up and get to where Keen is. Well, where do we go?
Not sure. I thought really hard about a door, and then there was a door. So maybe if you think really hard about a door, we'll find the others?
We could go, backstage?
Sure. I'm out of ideas.
You'll have to come down. Here, let me help you get down. And she's gonna help them get down, because I imagine getting down from the mezzanine with no hands would be complicated.
Lots of elbow work.
Many elbows. But gonna help, and then go down, and then at this point, if the audience is still doing the weird thing, Lilith is kind of just gonna start ignoring them and then just cruise back up onto stage and throw back the stage curtain to go backstage.
Is this your nightmare?
It's weird because they react when you move, their faces turning to follow you.
If that's the case, she's gonna wave. They're not. They're weirdly responsive in a weird kind of way, though. I don't. Keen,
Lilith,
wave for one of your arms. Does the audience do anything?
No. Just when you do something.
It's weird.
I think this is a nightmare world kind of thing. You don't like it when people stare at you, right?
Ugh, I feel like I've had dreams about this kind of thing. And at this point, she full body turns to Keen. Sometimes I've had dreams before when I was supposed to do one of my recitals, and when I get up there, I'm completely unprepared. And then the accompanist starts to play, and then I don't even know what song I'm supposed to do. And then I get up there and I can't even, no sound comes out or anything, and everybody's just staring at me. It's the weirdest thing. But I've had this nightmare over and over and over again.
Yep. So, I think that's what we're living through right now, 'cause I have no hands.
Ugh. You know, no matter how many times I see that, I don't like, I mean, I appreciate you very much, but it's real unsettling to look at. It's
no kidding. Okay, door. Think door.
Yeah.
Door.
Okay. So she's actually gonna think of a door, like one of the trap doors in the stage. the lifty kind.
And then we fall through.
It'll be fine. It'll go well.
Fine.
Because as you fall through, spiraling through this darkness, you land right in the middle of a crowd next to Eris, who are all looking at Eris, who's confronting this man, who is looking at her, at them, shaking his head. It will ruin you too. You did.
Crap, I turned my mic down. Yeah, but it'll ruin you more.
So I would love to have Lilith land on the fake Lilith.
And Eris land on, and Joaquin fall on fake Joaquin.
What is the uncle's name, by the way? Do we know?
It's the uncle
Eris.
that that raised Eris, so their name is
His name is Tom.
yeah. Tom is a good name for
Tom Glory.
And Lilith is gonna go and kind of look down like, ooh, that's weird. Uncle Tom? What are you doing here?
I'm here for Eris. I've always been here for you, Eris.
Don't start that. Eris look round to Lilith and be like, there's two of you.
Hi.
There's two of both of you.
Yeah,
Lilith is
but
gonna
I got no hands.
come forward. Lilith is gonna come forward and like kind of start to kind of take Eris and kind of try and get her to come with them a little bit. Well, you can't be doing that right now. We're in the middle of doing a school project.
Sort of. We're still in that gauntlet maze thingy, I think.
Yeah,
maybe.
but there's only three of us.
Yeah. We still gotta go find Actea.
Do
we
you
know
want
she
your
didn't become a
hand?
cloud?
What? Do I want my hands? Absolutely. Do I know how to get them back? Absolutely not.
There's a you with hands there.
You could
Yeah?
take those.
No, I couldn't, because I don't have the tools to do so, but also, that's kind of weird and wrong. Fine.
I mean,
Or do we go and find Actea and hope that gets us out of here?
You know,
How
as
the
much
hell
as I
did
would
you
like
guys
to
get into
stay-
May?
Think door. Really hard.
I mean, if they're your hands to begin with, it's not really wrong to take your own hands away from yourself.
I look at fake me and I'm like, fake me, give me your hands.
Fake you looks
I doubt that.
confused.
And then I look at
Bewildered.
everybody else, see, it's not gonna work.
Well, so think door.
Think door, really hard.
Behind you, Eris, your uncle pipes up. You think you're going to leave me? I raised you. I'm your family.
Eris is going to ignore the vision and think door.
Do you think, Dora, there's just that echoing sound in your uncle's voice? They're going to leave you. They're going to spit on you, betray you. You can't trust any of them.
Better than a father who doesn't even admit it. And Eris is gonna, like, take Lilith's hand and Joaquin's arm and pull them through the door.
A whooshing sound as suddenly you're sucked in someplace else. A glass ball, just glass around you. You look up, and there's Actea.
She's huge.
Or we are
This
really
is bullshit. This is not fair.
Actea, why are you so big?
Do I hear them?
You do. The words are different. Before they were screaming about how you did this to them, how you betrayed them, that this is your fault. But now they're saying different things. A change.
She's like very ugly,
Nose.
very obviously ugly, crying, massive snot bubble, just like, I let you all down. Oh my god, this is not my fault. Clearly I didn't. Eris, I should have listened to you more. I'm sorry.
Hold up.
Whoa!
She's lost her
Everyone-
mind.
Okay. And it's like,
Is this another nightmare?
I think
think
it
so.
is.
I'm not mad at me anymore. My apology worked.
Sure, your apology worked. Hey,
How do I?
I'm gonna hold you
nightmare.
to. I'm holding you to that statement.
It was
You're
said
gonna
in a
listen to me
moment of
more.
great distress.
It's me. I don't care.
Listen, shut up. It's not important. Steve, what do I do?
Did you try breaking it?
I did that, but then the little people who I guess weren't you, who were all really mad at me, started screaming. I can try. Is that cool?
Sure.
Fuck it.
I think.
Yeah.
This is
Go.
gonna suck.
I'm gonna try and do something cool because I have magic. I have movement and force, so I want to try and see if I could like throw the ball up into the air and then float it from the inside. Just push all the glass apart with the force within.
So this is creating an explosion on the inside.
Mm,
You've been listening to Eris a
Yeah.
little bit.
yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, why not? It's Eris. Stuff has to be watching. I'm gonna try and explode it from the inside.
Do you tell your cousins that you are going to do this? Tell them your plan, detail it out.
I think she's just freaking out and very important. She's gonna kind of look at the wall and be like, okay, I want to do some magic. This should be fine. Whoop!
You toss this ball into the air. You guys are all flying around inside of it, and then there's this sort of unimaginable heat surrounding you.
Oh god, this is gonna suck.
As suddenly your world, this glass ball that you've been living inside of, shatters, torn apart, this deafening sort of sound. You're not sure if you're hearing things, if your ears have been torn apart. It's just this loud, ringing sound. And then you're back in the forest. Standing together above this bundle that was on the ground. Hands
You're
clasped
alive?
restored.
No more touching
Your
things.
life. I'm a genius.
No more touching things.
I put it trying to a half hug around
Oh,
all of them.
No.
that was terrible. That was
Spence, you're
terrible.
muted.
Okay, we're all okay now. Everything's fine.
Oh, that
Clean
was
hands.
bad.
Yes.
Oh, you
Hugging. Hugging.
Oh,
No, thank you.
Yeah. Eris, remember, they do that, and this is a thing that we have to accept.
Yeah.
It was stressful. Calm down.
Fine.
we
Fine.
still have to find a way out of here.
Yeah, Maze, right.
Oh,
Where's your puka?
oh, Kiva! And, both looked down. She was just kind of on the ground right there. Oh, I was so worried about you. More about me, but... Oh, thank goodness. So I'm gonna roll,
Hey, puka. How long were we gone for?
You didn't
How long
go
were we gone for?
anywhere.
We didn't go anywhere. Great. Were we standing still for a long time?
Yeah, and Eris started drooling a little bit.
Oh,
We're supposed to be good. We're supposed to be friends. I was gonna sneak you carrots.
I was just looking out for you.
Okay.
oh.
All
I
right.
didn't want you to dribble any on your shirt. He leans in.
So, next step.
Used Joaquin's shirt, don't worry. Wipe it away.
Okay.
Okay.
Keen's gonna kill us both.
Keen did not hear any of that because Keen is just really happy that they have their hands back.
So let's continue forward.
I guess that's all we can do.
Sure. Okay, no more bundles.
No more cloud trees either.
Am I allowed to punch the upperclassmen at the end of this?
I vote yes.
Take your own grave.
Great. I mean, I voluntarily came here as a Ronin. Grave is well and truly dug.
Right. Okay. Well, I am not endorsing violence, however, I am not deterring you from it either.
Right.
I'm endorsing violence.
Okay, so Lilith. What type of potion? What do we mix with their next party? And Eris is gonna say this as they start walking.
Well, as they start walking to you, Lilith is going to say, well, I do have an open habitat.
What type of habitat is it?
You know, it's been a minute since I've had a new spider.
Cool.
I think that would be a fun one.
Eris is gonna go into their pocket and start mixing like with different vials and like adding drops of vials into like one fresh one. Just being like,
I don't know how you can do that while we're walking. You are either some kind of crazy or some kind of genius, and I'm not sure which is which.
both are always acceptable.
Sure.
I heard a quote
go with
that
that.
said, you have to have a little of both to have a little of either. Or a little of either
Okay,
to have
then.
a little bit of both. Something like that.
Sounds accurate.
Sounds like Eris.
Aww.
I'm gonna roll
You're
another
so nice to me
notice.
now.
I'm gonna roll another notice to see if I can find out how far we are from the end of the so I've got with my notice and mind got 15. Yeah.
Perfect.
And I'll for
That's-
that she'll take the mouse out of her she'll take Brad out of her pocket and let him creep wherever it is he needs to creep.
Yeah, it takes some time before Brad comes back. Brad the mouse. Crawling again up your leg, back onto your shoulder. It's just a couple feet away. It's right there.
Great.
Oh, we're close. Brad goes in the pocket. We're
Can
close.
we be
We're
human
close
again.
Oh my god.
You should have thought about that before you cheated, Brad.
Just this little squeaking echoing from Lilith's pocket. It's quickly silenced, though. Yes, but Brad has brought news that you guys are near the end. Haven't seen any of the other students, none of your other classmates, housemates. Almost too
So
easy.
either we are really far behind or really far ahead.
I did set fire to the maze twice. No, the upperclassmen did it once, I did it the second time.
Uh-huh. Okay. Well, the faster we get out of this, the faster we can go to bed or something, right?
Well, when we leave, should we be animosistic to each other? So they don't, I don't know, put us in another bundle or something like that?
They've probably been watching us this entire time.
I don't like
I
being
really
spied
don't
on.
care.
I mean,
I mean,
it's not
as
like I can
as
get
long
any
as I
worse
get
at being a chorus.
At being a chorus.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys walk out, the mist sort of clinging to you as though it wants to keep you in. And the upperclassmen are standing there. Just these looks of disappointment crossing their faces from each of your respective houses. And they're staring at Eris. You're a bad influence.
Depends what kind of influence you're looking for.
You want all these cousins, family of yours to go down the same path you've gone down? You think
My
they can
cousins-
face this school alone?
My cousins aren't alone. None of us are.
This school is going to chew you up and spit you out. He looks up at the three of you that have been pledged to houses. Shakes his head, this extreme look of disappointment. I want you to choose right now who you're going to stand with. Because if you decide to stand with this one, he jerks a thumb towards Eris, then your house isn't going to want you. You won't have our protection.
Oh, I don't know about that. What is the value of most of these houses? to get the job done. To get the job done no matter what means. If that means that I do the job with my Ronin cousin and my other cousins, the job still gets done efficiently. So the question is, are the houses worthy of our method of thinking? And I'm going for my cool specialization.
Yeah.
With my negotiation skill, maybe? Under convince? Okay. So I rolled a 6 plus 3 plus 3, so 12 total.
He shakes his head.
What's this upperclassman's name?
He's actually part of your house.
Yeah.
You know him. Seen him around. His name is Steven.
Steven, I remember you. I remember you from orientation. Listen, isn't it in our best interest to at least maintain some sort of, at least some sort of amicability with everyone in the different houses? I mean, we can't have total chaos running rampant throughout the school. What kind of learning atmosphere would that be? That would be terrible for everyone, and then the professors would get angry, and I don't think that would be good for any one of us, lower or upperclassmen. I'm also going to roll convince. I'm going to use my convince and my heart. Because she's going to be trying to be cool. Okay. Let's see. So got a 13. Come on, Steven. Come on, Steven. You don't want to be Tarantula.
You know you like her, Steven. Let's go.
Just a freshman trying to stand up to an upperclassman that has been studying magic for a lot longer than you have, Lilith. He just shakes his head. You know, membership in our house is an honor and a privilege, Lilith. We, the house, Krakosia, we pay your room, your board, all your supplies to attend Ravenswood. I would do you to remember that. So are you willing, again I ask, to forsake that and stand with this cousin of yours who has nothing to offer you?
Steven, this school is very expensive, and I do know that much. And I do know that tuition here is also very expensive. So you are not paying for everything, and even the money that is coming from the house is not coming from your pocket. So I don't want to hear it from you, Steven.
Gonna disappoint your family.
Joaquin is like, has got the barest smirk on their face, because it's like, yeah, way to go, Lilith.
That right there, that was Steven's soul.
Right. Just a little bit. Oh. Yeah, but actually that last phrase that Steven says kind of sticks out to you a little bit. You're going to disappoint your family. Sort of resonates with you. If you are willing to sort of turn your back on your house that has given you so much to stand with a Ronin.
She does want to mutter under her breath, not as much as you will when you turn into a spider.
Yeah, what is Actea thinking?
Actea is, as usual, freaking out. Kind of like looks at her upperclassmen, looks at the others, and like gives Eris a bit of think. I mean, like, do this. Okay, the way I see it, we're all about chaos and nature, right? What's more chaotic than going against the rules? What's more natural than supporting your family?
Rounds, go ahead and roll a... What is it? Diplomacy. My head is in the wrong one.
Convince.
Convince, thank you.
What skill is that? Heart.
Yes, with your heart.
That is... under my mic. That's +2. That's not good. 8.
Yeah. And he finally turns to Eris. Like, so are you gonna let them do this?
They are their own people. But we're not the first of our family to come to these halls. And as I recall, one of our older cousins often supplies your parties. Often with, like, the fun stuff that you call it, I think. If you still want to have these supplies this year and every year that we're attending, you'll leave my family alone. Because who do you
Oh, right,
think
you're talking
makes
about
it?
Cousin Morty.
Yeah.
Yeah. He
Who
was
do you
going to
think
teach me to take
makes-
that over. Mm.
Yeah. I'm the one that supplied Morty with all the potions.
See him look at some of
As
the
a-
other upperclassmen, shifting
As a
uncomfortably.
token of friendship. And Eris is going to hold out 2 vials. Token of friendship. Or would you not trust a Ronin?
You drink it.
Cool. And Eris will take one of the potions and chug it. And there's a reason they put out 2. And the one that they chugged was completely harmless to them. They just got a nice buzz. No.
He takes it. Alright. You lot are on thin ice. What happens to him when he drinks this?
He turns into a spider for Lilith.
Lilith is going to, as I imagine I imagine the transformation is a little bit horrifying. But
Definitely.
you start like transforming down, then pile of clothes, and then she'll be like, ah, and just kind of rummage around the pile of clothes, and then pull out this really a nice specimen. She'll pull out, oh, Steven, who's the disappointment to their family now? But you are a beautiful specimen. I have the perfect terrarium for you. And then she's just going to deposit them in her pocket.
Eris is going to look at the other upperclassmen. Now, I don't need to do that to your potions. I'm feeling quite happy. Fuck with my family and find out.
The other ones start filing away, but over their shoulder, the head of Houseling will call. You lot better watch your back.
Waste not, want not.
Gives you a couple moments to talk amongst yourselves. But it seems like these upperclassmen, for now, are leaving you alone.
Gotta love Cousin Morty.
I know, right? Can't wait to go spend time with Mortimer. He's well, he's not a good egg, but I like him.
He's gonna kill us
reputation
for
does
privilege.
wonders.
So what do you guys do for the rest of the night? You have your dormitories. Eris, I guess you could find a corner to sleep in somewhere. Just standing out in the middle of this field in the middle of the night.
I mean, I feel like Lilith would probably approach Actea and also Keenan and be like, try and figure out somewhere they could make a, I don't want to say hidey hole, but kind of a hidey hole for Eris out of the elements. That's not out in a field.
I mean, I probably have extra bed clothes. I can go get them.
And I think I saw a pretty good spot out of the way in the workshops. That would be warm and dry and away from people. Because people are terrible.
People are terrible.
Gadgets are better than people. Eris,
Mm-hmm.
did you find a spot yet? Or do you want one?
I think I should show you guys to the Ronin side of this school. Just follow me.
Side.
And Eris is gonna go for a wander and, like, just not have any destination in mind. But then they reach the end of a corridor, they're like, and they open a door that wasn't there originally, using their Ravenswood Academy pledge, into their own secret room.
Oh, well, that's convenient.
Is this always
Who
in the
said
same
you need
spot?
Not really, but I can always find it.
So you let us
That's
believe
really
you had nowhere to sleep. You had a safe place all this time.
Technically. It's also where I have to have my potions. Like, do you think I was
Glad
gonna be
you're okay.
stupid enough? Okay.
Hmm.
I will give you one hug if you want, Actea.
Big hug.
Okay.
Well, that's a relief at least.
Alright, well, I suppose we should go back to bed, because I don't know about you guys, but I'm tired.
Me too.
Yeah.
Don't do that!
I'm sorry.
You guys
But,
leave.
yeah.
Go ahead.
But, good night, good work. Hope we don't die in the morning.
We get a team handshake.
Sure, we'll make one up tomorrow, because I can't brain right now. Also, I really like having my hands back.
I'll have coffee for you in the morning.
Oh, you are a god.
Excellent. You guys return to your rooms, only to find your beds. The mattress is torn apart by something sharp. All of your things overturned. Red paint on the headboard each of your beds, just saying, traitor. And that's where we're going to end tonight.
Reparo.
That was so good.
Yeah.
All of your heads are in the
Yes.
right place.
Oh my god, Sam, you're
Everyone
such
has
a new
their
pro
hand.
DM, but you're such a good DM.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm so
Definitely.
ready for this chaos.
I
Oh,
love
and
it.
access my own secret bedroom with all this going on.
Yeah, you guys might need to find your own little hideout or something. Someplace to stay, because, yeah, your houses aren't happy with you lot.
Well,
My main goal is going to be to meet the facilities people and become friends with them, so they'll let me hang out in the workshop after hours.
Those are going to take some good convincing for freshmen to try and be able to do that. But yes, this has been the Morra system running Ravenswood Academy. I absolutely love the system and what you can do with it. What the improv of it, of coming up with the writer's room stuff. So we're going to go ahead and let everyone do their outros. Let us know where we can find you, do your shout outs, and what you thought of the game so far. And we will start over with Actea tonight.
Oh, hi everyone. Like Sam said, my name is Sam, like Sam without S. You can find me at a Rendezvous with Destiny at RWD_pod on Twitter, on Instagram, and on Facebook. That is my Onyx Path Scion podcast. Very fun, very silly. And you can also find me at Get of Many Aces on Twitter. That is a D&D 5e podcast made with actual asexuals, and it's very fun. I'm a big elephant lady who does big things. I'd like to give a couple shout outs to my friend Stassi and my boyfriend Will, who will watch the stream. Thanks guys, this was my first stream. I was very nervous. And to all of you guys for being amazing. I'm so glad I did my first stream with you. You're all really cool. And I'm really, really enjoying the game. So this is very, very fun. And you're just brilliant. You're all brilliant.
Aww. No, I'm excited. I cannot believe that this was your first stream. You did such a good job. So
Thank you.
congrats. Applause to you. You did good. Faye, go ahead.
Hi, I am almost Faye, and you can find me at Almost Faye on Twitch, Twitter, and TikTok, all the T's. You can also find me here on Thursdays, and you can find me over on Critical Misses on Fridays for Beyond the Twilight Realm, where I play a chaotic little shit that keeps drinking Fae blood. Nothing's gonna go wrong there, ever.
You're fine.
Yeah. And something that I'm super excited to say that we've started is you could also, in the future, find me at the Fae Realm, which is going to be my, I am the founder of it, and I'm getting up what we said. We're an LGBTQIA2+ led TTRPG community. We're focusing on providing a safe and inclusive place for LGBT plus Black and Indigenous people of colour and marginalised genders to play the games that we love. And that will be more will be happening with that shortly. So yeah.
Ooh, I am excited. Make sure we get the details for that. Rocket.
Yes.
hello, I am Rocket Fox. I'm here, there, and everywhere. And yeah, you can find me. I'm actually streaming over my own channel later tonight. Probably doing some Stardew Valley. We'll see. We'll see where the spirit leads us.
Yes.
But tomorrow and on Fridays for the next couple months, I'm over at Trooper SJP's channel for City of Light and Shadows. And then on Monday nights on my own, we are doing Cyberpunk Sonata, which utilizes Cyberpunk Red System. And there's a lot of chaos there too. We've instigated a riot so far. We're going to fight a vampire gang. So there's a lot going on. There was a date with some macaroni and cheese. So that's been a lot of fun. But yeah, and then other stuff is I have a podcast called Fantastically Strange about weird stuff. So if weird stuff speaks to you, check it out. It's on all of the things where podcasts can be found. Yeah, that is most of my stuff. This has been awesome. I love the system so far. I am super intrigued. Like, I love the world. Thank you so much, director, for directing and for creating an awesome immersive experience thus far just in this premiere. But yeah, the system is super fun. Everybody, fellow cast, it has been an absolute delight just kicking this off, and I too am really excited and a little worried to see where things go. So yeah. But super excited to keep on with it. So thank you so much, everybody.
Matt, you are great, and it was fun. Go ahead, Spence, last but not least.
So hi, I'm Spence, and I live on the internet. And you can find me as Resonant Moon here on Twitch, on Instagram. TikTok is spence.resonant.moon. Twitter, Resonant Moon, everywhere, Resonant Moon. You can see me on Saturdays at 7 p.m. Eastern, or 7:30 p.m. Eastern on Christiana Ellis's Twitch channel playing D&D, where I am a Twilight Moon elf, and it's interesting. You can hear me on the Weave the Tale podcast, Weaver's Circle, where I interview GMs and cast members. We have 2 episodes up already with Adam Lake, who GMs our Nuaden Chronicles show, and Nymeria, who GMs our Parslings show. So there's that. I'm also on Nostalgia Pilots, where we talk about Gundam. I'm on Game School, which is going to be premiering again next weekend. So, yay. I have too many things going on. And Wednesdays, I do story time on my Twitch channel, and you should come check it out Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. Okay, that's everything.
Perfect. This is great. And I am Sam. I am Scribbling Penny on the interwebs, community manager for Weave the Tale, as well as the Penny for a Tale Network. You can find me streaming on Sundays over on Penny for a Tale on our Age of Ashes campaign. Absolutely amazing story going on over there in cast, playing Pathfinder. Other than that, you will find me at the HorrorCon this upcoming weekend, talking about marketing and TTRPGs. If you guys are interested in horror games that are vampire, cult, those types of games, love them. Make sure you check it out. It will be all virtual, all safe. Other than that, we have Parslings coming up in 30 minutes at 6. Super excited for that premiere of Smunchy Games. And then on Friday, you can catch Nibiru. It is going to be a special 3-shot, just 3 weeks of awesomeness. It looks like an amazing system. I'm really sad that I don't get to play it, but I'm going to catch it next time. And then Saturday, we have Fate of Cthulhu, which is going to be amazing as well. I am excited for all these games we have, excited for the season. It is going to be good. And I'm excited for our little Ravenswood Academy stuff. We had a sort of darker episode, but you guys lightened it up with all your witty banter and cousin love. So they didn't tear you apart. You guys stuck together. We are going to go ahead and sign off, leave some time for Parslings. Make sure you stick around for them. and have a great and amazing night. We will catch you guys later.